viewers, well, might as well get this video out of the way, even though I'm kind of like, right now I'm just like, drained, no motivation, I'm just like, I just want to freaking sleep. Just like, I woke up around about 2 p.m. and was very disoriented. I had some random dream that I can't remember what it was. And then I woke up, the table, desk thing at the bottom of my bed had fallen over at some point. And I just like, then I just like, where the fuck am I? You know, completely disorientated. It was really weird. Just like lately, I just can't be asked. I'm in that kind of fuck it, don't give a fuck kind of moods. But let's get this out of the way. So, the plans for this channel are the visual novels, of course. So, there are 3 that I have in mind before we get to the next long main one. The first one is a visual novel that's actually on the Super Nintendo called Emit. And it is basically, it's like, I think from what I hear is educational to Japanese, help them learn some English, because it's like, you can like play it in English and stuff like that, but it's not like educational in the same way as, say, Go Go Nippon, which like teaches a few things here and there, and like culture and all that. It's pretty much just a story. There's like no like kind of like culture or anything like that. It's just a straightforward story, as confusing as balls, but it's pretty neat nonetheless though. It also has like, it's animated a little bit, but it looks awkward. Except for the talking bit, it doesn't look all that awkward when you try talking and all that, but when they movement, it's just weird. And I think like it originally has a soundtrack and voice acting, or at least one of the two anyway, but because I don't have the CD or wherever it would come with it, pretty much it would be completely silent. So what I'm going to do with that is, I'm going to insert a soundtrack instead, like from various different anime, novels, or maybe even my own music actually, from the Shadows of the Past thing that I've gone on about a few times before. Seriously, I have no idea if I'd ever get around to like finishing writing that, and like, it's cause like, if I'd like had like a few people like that like really knew how to do this shit, like knew how to use Ren'Py properly, maybe add a bit more soundtrack kind of thing, because there's only so much I can do with soundtrack. I mean, I've got a keyboard and a guitar, that's all I got. And, correct my terrible grammar and all that shit, most likely, and, maybe, like, do the art and all that, like, design characters most part, but it wouldn't look as professional if I had, like, done all that. It would look a bit awkward, but it could work, but it would look a bit awkward, I guess. I don't know. I want it to be professional kind of thing, but I'm getting off subject here. So, basically, the next one will be Emit, as I just mentioned, and the other 2 that will come after that are 2 visual novels that are also short, and were made using Ren'Py by, I don't know who they are, but it was on the site that lists all of the visual novels made using the Ren'Py kind of software thingy-majig. I've tried it before, but I have no idea how to use it, so yeah. And then after that, we'll get to the main visual novel LP. You know, the long-ass ones like Clannad and Canon were, basically. And, the lists for the ones that it could be, which I'm going to ask you viewers to vote on, whatever. And by the time I get around to that, it'll be like 3 LPs, is including the Emit, so there's plenty of time to vote for it, I guess. They are as follows: Little Busters, Katawa Shoujo, Higurashi, even though I don't particularly feel like LPing that one. I did say I'd LP it at the Clannad, so I'm gonna put it on the list anyway. Shuffle, I haven't actually played that one, but someone's requested before. And someone long ass time ago requested My Girlfriend is the President or something. Never played that one either, but yeah, might as well have that on the list, because it'd probably be fairly lengthy anyway. And if there's any other visual novels you want to like theme LP that's fairly long or somewhat long or whatever, or any visual novel in general really, request it and we shall see what we can do. Keep in mind though, if there is any sex in said visual novel, it always tends to be 1 or 2 or so. I don't get why they do that. It's like you got this good story, and then a random sex scene that contributes fuck all. Just seems out of place, really. It's like if you're gonna choose one, make it like that kind of thing, where the sex scene is kind of out of place, contributes nothing to the plot, and you can basically just edit it and nothing will change. It'll be like nothing of importance. Instead of, like having it being the center of the plot is just getting laid or something. Not have like one of those. If you get what I'm talking about. Basically, a visual novel that is focused on the plot, has a really good plot, decent plot, whatever, but isn't like resolved around getting laid, essentially. So any kind of visual novels you want to request, as long as they're not of that kind of nature. So anyway, votes, it will be valid until I get around to whatever one you've chosen. Which will be at some point after completing the first 3 visual novel LPs for this channel. So vote away, viewers. That's all.